Mercadona, Mercadona.
Yep. Pero, ay, no, no.
Viva España, suave, viva España, España, España.
And you don't believe me?
Sha.
Shame on you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome
Hello.
to the Nesvi show. This is episode 10.
Welcome.
Today we will we are two digital creatives bantering about their projects. I'm your host. We are your hosts, RPT
I'm also your host.
and Nesty Boy.
We're your hosts. We host you. I think that's a great description. It fits quite well. This podcast, indeed. What are we bantering about today, you might ask? Today we are talking about gaming and gaming. We're talking about gaming because I am a huge gamer. I make games. I like games. I eat games. When you're not watching,
brunch.
I pull out a game from my fridge and munch on it. I eat the little game boxes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Every day, all day, I eat them. They are super
But-
tasty. That's why we're talking about games
Is
today.
it vegan though? I think a lot of listeners
It's super vegan.
really have high
It's
standards
super
and want to
vegan.
know if it's vegan, if it's gluten free.
Especially if they're digital copies. If it's a digital copy, you just lick on that USB stick, and you get all the gaming nutrition. It's
Get all
perfect.
that protein
Super
from that
vegan.
USB stick. Yeah.
Yes. No cows died while creating this
Only
video
zeros
game.
and ones.
And yes, and also, while in the production of this podcast, no cows died either. I can confirm. I promise. No cows,
Great.
but other animal. Well, I don't make any promises for other animals. You know.
All right, but
Like
let's
sheep and all that.
let's talk about gaming and not about animals or
Yes.
cows. That may be a future episode. Who knows? Talk interest.
The Nesvi
Why not?
show. Cows and
I mean,
sheeps, the most amazing of them all.
Interesting topic.
Best episode.
But today
Yeah.
is we got the focus on gaming, and we also just wanted to let you know first of all that this is episode 10, and the last episode of this whole packaged season, season 1. We actually started this. I think it was in February, right? Where we were both in Spain, in Marbella, sitting comfortably in the restaurant and having a chat, just basically not knowing at all what to talk about, and just we just thought about, let's just make the first episode about introducing ourselves to the people who might be listening to the Nesvi show. And sort of our plan was for this first season to just come up with some topics, some interesting topics that are also media related, and sort of on the side also talk about projects that we are working on, like kind of small updates on current projects and on the current situation. I think that worked pretty well. What you agree?
Yes.
Nice. All right. Then I think you should also know, to the listeners, that the next season, we thought ourselves, why not just do one season every year, and so I mean it's already the 20th of December, and starting next year we'll then start with episode 1 of season 2, and what we had in mind initially.
We're very innovative. No one has done seasons before. We're the first ones to do this. So, I know this information might be really shocking to you, but we're following through it. We already made the decision. So,
Yeah,
no time to go
bring
back.
in some order into the episodes and into the podcast in general.
Yeah.
I think it's quite nice, and especially if we sort of divide the seasons into different kinds of seasons. So in the first season now we've been talking about more in the direction of topics, and I think what we had in mind initially is that in the second season we might just add some interview some guests or speak with some other people, not just us, because I think we are not that interesting to make like a whole podcast, just about ourselves. It's also important, to look around and see, there are definitely interesting people around there, in this world out there, and that was sort of the plan for the next season. So I hope you'll enjoy that as well. But today,
our topic today is about games. Indeed,
we stick to the games.
We do like games. I especially, one of my favorite games of all time is Subnautica. It's a beautiful game, beautiful survival game. Although I'm not a huge fan of survival games, I do really like this one, and I also really like the Rayman saga. All the Rayman games I really enjoyed. They're a lot of fun. I have a huge preference for platformers, and I really enjoy them as well. And I also really like story-driven games. Those that let you take choices, that like Detroit Become Human or Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Right.
They're very fun.
Right. So, I mean, in those kind of games, it's, as far as I know, there are sort of multiple, expansions, multiple universes that sort of develop depending on your choice, right? But I think that...
Well, I wouldn't know about multiple
Yeah, I mean,
universes,
like,
but yes, there might be some
directions,
difference,
different paths.
depending on how much work they put into it.
Like talking about, different paths. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes, that's the idea, of course. To you compensate for the lack of gameplay or gameplay features by having a linear story be unlinearized, split up in multiple paths. That's the whole appeal to it, really. To make your own story, to lead your own choices, to shape the given character into something that closely resembles you or your actions.
And
there are a couple of games that do that pretty well. I think Detroit Become Human is very nice because it has just a really huge amount of different paths you can take. The story might not be super logical, but it's cool to see how you can affect it. And yes, that is very nice. That is something I really like in games.
Yeah, because
I've been also really enjoying Minecraft Dungeons lately. I have never been one of those gamers that really dives into the whole procedurally generated map thing like Diablo games and stuff like that. But I am quite enjoying this one, so I might hop onto Diablo, which is a lot more complex, and see if I enjoy that one as well.
That's so cool. Yeah. The only thing that I had to add to this is, it just takes away the whole component of just being passive. It really, I think, in my opinion, you really get immersed much more into the game when you sort of take these active choices and just instead of just running around and following like a fixed script. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's a lot more beneficial than just a typical movie script, because then it doesn't rely as much on the writing, because in order to connect to a character that you have no correlation of, you need to be really immersed in their story. However, if you directly are that character, it is a lot easier to connect with them, because the character does not act as a person, but more as a viewpoint for the player, and that is really helpful to immerse yourself with.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes. What are your favorite games, Mr. Aviguf?
For me personally, I have actually not been. I've actually not played games in a very, very long time. I mean, talking about video games. I mean, life is a game, right? Life is a series of a lot of games. I mean, it's true.
We live in a simulation.
That's another episode, okay? we're definitely. I'm gonna note that down. That will definitely be another very interesting episode for us. The simulation episode. But and why not? Why not?
We can have Keanu Reeves as a guest, and we can interview him about the Matrix.
Let's do it. Yeah. I mean, some of you guys, if some of you guys maybe, are friends with Keanu, just, drop in his mail.
Pass on his number. I'm sure he won't mind.
Just
at
drop
all.
the mail and we'll send it out. For sure.
If one of you guys are Keanu Reeves, then leave a comment and say that you're Keanu Reeves.
Just write breathtaking and then
BB.
we know it's you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Only Keanu Reeves uses that word. It has absolute copyright.
Right? Yeah.
No one else can
For
do
sure.
that. So well, if you are Keanu Reeves, then please contact us at this address. Now it's gonna be really funny if I don't edit anything in here. I'm just gonna be pointing at nothing. So
That would be, yeah, just do that. Just leave it at nothing and then he'll just not write any email. Alright.
yeah, Keanu Reeves will be super confused. He'll have no idea how to contact us.
But
So,
coming
yeah.
back to the
I'm sorry,
coming back
Keanu.
to the point of I'm actually I actually do have my old PlayStation 3 with me here in Germany, and I do get sometimes I get the chance to look into the Uncharted 3, look into the Call of Duty, but that was just yeah. I mean, I was if I would reflect on my sort of gaming preferences, I would say it was very superficial. So it was very much based on what are my friends playing, and just sort of adapting to that, because I just sort of didn't knew or just didn't even have like a personal taste concerning games. So it was just like, yo, let's just come together, because that's like another factor of games, right? To come together and to have some fun. So
Yes.
that was
Correct.
like the main point for me to even get started at gaming, because I remember before jumping on the PlayStation, before jumping on consoles, I had a really old notebook, like a fat one. Nowadays you have the MacBooks and it's like thin, like paper, like a thin sheet of paper. No, it was like a thin notebook, 2010, that version. And I had the first part of World of Warcraft in there, but no online gaming, just sort of the following the story, with Illidan and that
That's
Warcraft.
Warcraft.
Okay.
Warcraft
Okay.
3.
Okay. Now I'm
I
not
also
an
played
expert,
Warcraft
so you correct me, boy.
I also really liked Warcraft 3. It was a lot of
Uh-huh.
fun. I wasn't very good at it, but it was cool. It was cool that it allowed you to customize your own maps.
Right.
With the game,
Yeah.
you had this application where you could customize your own maps. You could even open up camp maps from other people and play them as well, and you could share them, and that is very nice, and that is beautiful. The original Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne, or Reign of Chaos, whatever you have.
Reign of
is
Chaos. Yeah,
beautiful.
that was it.
It's a very nice game.
I think it was Reign of Chaos.
And it's a nice game. It's fun. And I want to get back to what you mentioned before, because I do think that part of the beauty of this culture that has risen in the last couple of decades is how it's a nice community that has kind
Right.
of formed. Does have its ups and downs, but overall, gaming is a very inclusive area where because a lot of people can enjoy it, and regardless of who they are, and that is fun because it brings a lot of people together. A lot of people know each other through games that they have played with. People make friendships in WoW or in LoL. Well, I don't understand how you could make a friendship in LoL because everyone screams at each other, but there's a lot of games where people make friends.
Right.
People can make friends in Minecraft servers or something like that, and that's nice because it brings people together, and that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Community is a huge part of the beauty of games, in my opinion. I do also like games that are solo,
yeah.
that are centered around one person, because it gives you a more immersive experience. But of course, playing with someone else is a huge part of the fun of games. That is why it's so broad. You have movies that are centered on different things, and people can enjoy them for different reasons. And games are the same because they're just a medium,
Right.
after all. You can make whatever you
I
want
totally agree.
if you know how to code.
I totally agree on that. Definitely. So, and even sort of focusing on this situation as well, right? On all these uncertain times of lockdown 1, lockdown 2, lockdown 10,000, who knows? Hopefully not. Especially nowadays, talking about people who, you're just inside, and what else can you do? Especially now in the winter, it's cold outside, and it's definitely very 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 helpful. You know, if you get together with your mates, with your friends, play some games. It has some nice, because you can't go and just get together. That is what is not possible right now, right? Get together and play some games, physically at the same spot. But what you can do is take the online alternative, and make the most of it. I think that's especially now right now in this situation, it's really nice.
A very friendly game to do that is Among Us. I know it's
For sure.
It's shooted
Oh.
everywhere, but the game is genuinely fun. And I know I don't know them personally, of course, but I do know the developers in the sense that I have liked what they have done so far, and it's cool to see them recognized like that. It's nice that people are, even if it's just a trend,
Right.
because trends are dangerous, because people can have unrealistic expectations of their career if they are the ones that are trendy, and that can lead to their demise.
Right, because of that,
If they ride,
because of that,
if they
because
ride
of the overflow.
they trendy wave correctly, they can really use it to their advantage.
So,
It's nice that the people are playing their game, and it's good for them, and the game is fun. Among Us is fun, and it's cool to see the indie games rise like that if they're lucky.
Yeah.
That is really nice, because the indie game area is hard to work at, so it's nice
yeah,
to see things.
sorry
like that.
for interrupting. I just wanted to say sort of that.
No problem. It's a bit weird because of the delay.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no problem. What did you want to say?
I just wanted to sort of, get in that moment of, talking about, these people, these developers, getting that. I just wanted to mention, as a developer, as the creator of the game, when you sort of get that overflow, no, right? That feedback overflow of, that game being so trendy, it's obviously very important to, have the right, already have a, certain direction you want to take the game, and a certain direction you want to take yourself and the whole sort of team, right? Would you agree on that?
They did actually a very smart choice, because they saw the recognition that the game had, so they wanted to make a sequel. They started working on an Among Us 2.
Oh, that's right.
But they canceled that pretty quickly, because they preferred to make Among Us 1 better. The thing is, the code for Among Us apparently isn't really done for so many people, which is
Really?
understandable, because they weren't expecting such a huge success. So working on updates for it is apparently hard, but they want to keep the player base by taking care of their game, instead of working on Among Us 2 while the hype gets down and then nobody remembers them when the game comes
Right.
out, which is a smart choice. If they take care of the game and put out some regular content and updates, people will stick, and then they will have a loyal following, so they can make more games in the future. I think it's a better approach, definitely, because the mindset of indie game developers is definitely work only the necessary time on this project and then move on to the next
Yep.
one, to really try to grasp that audience. But once you have it, it's of course smarter to retain it, I guess. So, good choice, probably. I mean, I'm, speaking from an outside view, of course.
Yeah, and I think, especially I don't know, you're the expert here on indie games and all, and the teams, and that development section, the creation process of games in the indie sector, as I would say it. So I mean, I don't know. There's probably a tight budget as well, which is why maybe you were saying they're just focusing on the main thing. They're keeping everything lean. You know, it's all just you know, the main features they need, and that's also quite good. You know, because if the overflow comes, if it, you know, develops, if it you know, evolves into a trend, into a trendy game, they then can sort of just build on that, on the basics, and just, you know, just you know, just continue building, making that game great based on the users, right? So the more the users, obviously, the more users they have, the better they can sort of do research and optimize, I think.
Sure, sure. Yeah, the players are of course a big part of their online multiplayer game. So it is smart to retain their player base instead of, you know, moving on to the next
I mean,
project, because
yeah,
they are a huge part of it after all.
for example, if they would have made Among Us 2, I think what you also already said, they would just have completely lost that real you know, user base of Among Us 1, because it's not obvious that everybody,
Yeah, that
you
connection.
know, that everybody will jump to the Among Us 2 version, right?
Uh, and also later news regarding gaming is the whole Cyberpunk fiasco
CD Projekt.
that went down. I don't know how familiar you are with the catastrophe that went out with CD Projekt Red and their latest game.
Yeah, it was. I think it was last week, or you know, a couple of days ago when I wrote you, or I think I sent you like a voice message, you know, asking you, have you heard about that? Because I've actually been informing myself about the developers, the game developers behind that. You know, I think they're called. It's a you know,
It's a Polish game
exactly,
company.
exactly. They're from Poland, and they're called CD Projekt. As far as I
CD Projekt Red, yes, they
Red,
have a little bird icon.
exactly. We're gonna pop that in
And
somewhere.
they are, or they were, really respected up until a couple of weeks ago. They had built a really good name for themselves, and their brand was sort of, we respect the players, we value your money, only the best products, refined games. Cyberpunk 2077 will come out when it's ready. We delay it, but it's only to provide you with a more cleaner, polished experience for the game. Of course, that's what they said. But then the game came out, and bruh, it's a fucking Armageddon of bugs. It's a chaos. It's unplayable, and no one is satisfied with it unless you have your latest top-notch NASA gaming PC. No one can enjoy the game in its current state. And unfortunately, I neither have a NASA gaming PC or I have a PS5. I have my good old PS4 Pro, which I only bought it's amazing. I bought it like what, 4 years ago, and it's already outdated hardware.
It's been 4 years now?
The hardware escalates.
Wow.
Yeah, either the hardware has an amazing fast-paced evolution, or you know, consoles are just kind of designed to get outdated really quickly. So you need to spend a shit ton of money to buy the next big thing. And you know, I just don't want to spend out that much money on a console again. So I naturally waited to see the reviews, and I saw that the game was straight out unplayable. So of course I didn't buy it. You know what what PS Store did? The PS Store, the official PlayStation Store, they unlisted the game. They removed it from their store because of how much people were complaining. And they're just waiting until a lot of patches come out and the game is in a much better state. So people actually can play it. And they are offering refunds to everyone who owns the game. If you actually own the game right now, you can get almost a guaranteed refund. Because, you know, every store has its restrictions and their refund policies. But the company, CD Projekt Red, promised that even if your local store doesn't want to give you the money back, that you can text them and they will give you your money back. But then again, they promised a lot of things with the game and they didn't quite, reach them.
Right.
Because I remember when a year ago they said, almost a year ago, they said that the game was playable, but they were just gonna take the next time to polish it, which is utter bullshit. That has aged like milk. That is not true at all. But it's sad because people had them for really high standards. They had them up here. But now people are realizing, well, companies only care about your money. That's the sad truth, really.
I wouldn't say it that way. I mean, I would say that obviously a company needs financial goods, aka money, to survive. Obviously, right? To
Sure
pay
they do,
employees.
but they are not surviving, they're thriving in it.
So obviously it depends on the company. So obviously, actually at this point, I would like to give some background information for the listeners, for those listeners who maybe don't know anything about gaming, don't know anything about this cyberpunk thing, who are basically living in a cave or something.
Well, I did explain it quite well. I tried to give like a nice little opener.
Gave some background information, but sort of talking about their past projects, what games have they brought to the world that have given them that that strong reputation, right? Because you were saying that they had like quite of a solid reputation.
All right, yeah, they have worked on the Witcher saga. That's 3 main entries and a couple of spin-off games, and they are all very well received. They have sparked a lot of interest in their source material books. The games are based on Polish novels from the same name, and The Witcher. And the games made the novels pretty popular, and they are well received. The Witcher 3 is considered one of the best open world RPG games out there, and people like it really much. And it did get buggy at launch, as I understand, but it did get a lot better with its runtime with patches. That is why people are hoping that the company will do the same for Cyberpunk. But in my opinion, if you pay full price for a game, if you spend $60 on a game, you should get a finished product. You're not buying promises and hopes and dreams. You're buying for a game and you want to play it.
Yeah.
So
When
it's like I buy a pizza and I get like bread and there's no tomatoes, nothing on it, and the game developers are just like, yeah, I'll put them on. You just wait, be patient, all right? Yeah. I'll put the olives later. Just chill. Start eating the bread. Then open your mouth and I'll pour the tomato in. Everything will be fine. That's not how you buy things. That is some real cheat right there. So yeah, I hope they appreciate to value their customers' money and actually deliver a decent product up to the price that people paid. It's really with every product. I mean, I'm not gonna buy some weird
we all
radioactive shampoo. If on the bottle says that the shampoo is good for my skin, I expect it to be good for my skin.
I actually don't
Well, yes, that was a weird example, but you get the
so much
gist.
about it.
I hope.
You just said that you're basically you didn't buy the game and you're actually waiting, which seems very very logical. Actually, obviously. Yeah. So, I mean, it just seems logical now to wait, and I think that's what
I would have liked to buy the game, but but it's not available on PlayStation Store. So sad.
Yeah. I mean, it's what I want to get to is that it's really like
It's the
now
smartest
from a
choice.
brand perspective for the
Don't go out
it's really
throwing
useful
your
for
money
people
away.
that will react to this.
Uh,
What does the future of CD Projekt Red? Yeah, what is it going to look like? I'm really sort of can wait to see how this develops. Literally develops. Literally. I got you.
I am curious as well.
Nespresso. So.
Le epic wordplay there. I see what you did there. Yeah. What else? What else can we'll talk about gaming? Nespresso. What else? Yes. It's a bit late for a coffee, but you know, Nespresso is pretty tasty, pretty nice. We're not sponsored, but if we were, then I would say the same.
Gmail.
You know, you can sponsor us whenever you want. Nestle. Yeah. At this address right there, here at this address.
Exactly. What are you working on right now? What is the current state?
Correct.
Of our,
At this address.
Actions of our.
Okay. What else? I do make games in my free time. I am doing small games, small little game jams.
No way.
In the meantime, every time I have
Sure.
free time. But I am working on a bigger game. It is a Rayman fan game. A Rayman fan game. Oh, that sounds exciting. Yes, it does indeed. I am pretty far in the development. I
Right.
think I need like a couple more months
Take your time.
or 1.5 months. So you know when it will come out when it's ready. I won't rush it. I promise. When the game's ready, I'll share some details. I'll show a trailer or something. But overall, right now it's been fun to work at it. I enjoy it because I get to do everything. It's fun. I get to draw. I get to animate. I get to program. Programming is not so much fun, but it is interesting. I am learning a lot,
Forget
and it's overall a fun process.
false promises.
I enjoy it because it's very,
Project.
you know, it's a bit of everything. It's not as monotone as drawing a comic or something. You know, it's enjoyable. It's cool.
What else?
The game will feature full CGI cinematics, more than 2 hours of gameplay, and it will feature Shakira. It will feature Shakira.
And
Shakira will
I
voice
can imagine
Rayman,
that.
I promise.
definitely the whole business model.
I
the
swear!
whole business
And
model,
the
$0
game
is
would
like
be
the
at an
perfect
astounding
amount.
price
That's the
of
perfect amount for
$0.
Go
So
for it.
please buy it. It will be available on everywhere. Yes.
on the app.
You can buy it at Mercadona. You will be able to buy it at at Mercadona and at Walmart and at Burger King. You can download the game on BurgerKing.com. Indeed. Yes, exactly.
All right.
I will print spam on your Whopper box.
RPT working on
You have your Whopper box and it says Rayman for you. Rayman game by Nesty Boy 99.
And you probably
Yes.
as well. What's this
I swear.
RPT guy doing?
What is RPT working on? That is exactly what I was going to ask.
Alright.
Sure I am.
Yesterday.
I'm always
you've been
wondering.
Following on my
RPT guy is a mystery. No one knows what he's doing.
here again.
He is a mystery. So shoot at us some answers.
This dude right over here from Nesty Boy. You'll see it on the screen. Yeah. Actually, yesterday I've been working with a couple of friends of mine. We're actually studying in the same university, and we actually had a filming project that was actually sort of the film was based on they told us just pick a person and shoot like a portrait film of that person. So just giving a little bit of insight into the person's life, and obviously due to the current times, it's definitely harder for to even find a person that is, you know, merely more or less sort of interesting for everybody, for the audience that is going to watch it. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna sort of ask my grandmother right now to, you know, to talk about her life. I mean, for sure. Oh, for sure. You're actually right. But coming back to my
Hey, your grandmother could have the most interesting life ever. How dare you assume that she has a boring routine?
Which is in Mauricio. Shout out to Mauricio. He actually he actually has a friend who is very active on TikTok, and he's like a TikToker who basically has 500,000 followers. He's been doing this sort of since the beginning of this year, and he basically makes you know, humorous videos, you know, some comedy to brighten up your day, and I really like it. I actually knew him before I knew that we were gonna do the portrait film about him, which is really funny. But I just didn't knew that that it was him that we're going to do the film about. So that was really funny. And sort of yesterday was the recording day, the shooting day, and it was really nice, like a large project again, and obviously seeing all of my boys from university again. It was really nice. So we had a lot of fun. We've been very productive. It was a long day from 10 to 5 in the afternoon, in the evening even, sort of already getting there. And yeah,
That sounds nice indeed. Yeah.
and a little coding project, but that's sort of like uni stuff. It's not that interesting, and you know, for the listeners. But yeah, so and upcoming, I actually have a personal announcement to make, and I'll make it on this episode, which is that on the 24th, you can see it in the. I've posted an IGTV video on my account that on the 24th of this month, on Christmas, on the evening, or actually at 7 o'clock in the morning, there will be a special project of mine dropping for all of you, also for you, Nesty Boy. Definitely, you should also take a look, and I think you will. Just check that out. Just a little special to you know, it's everybody can. I don't want to say what exactly. It will appear on Instagram, so
Sure.
it has to do a lot with Instagram. So that's sort of.
On your where will I see this secret project of yours?
Yeah, it's everybody can use it, and I hope
Mm.
it's called, the project is called Marbella. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope you drop me
Fair enough.
a message or something, give me some feedback on how you liked it. And I think I will actually do a small, like 5 to 10 minutes of a live stream, maybe the evening before, or I think actually the 24th at 7 o'clock when the thing goes live. I will go live as well, and you know, just let you know that it's available and that you can use it. So yeah, that's sort of my what I've been doing, all the things, all the stuff. You know, quite busy at the moment. Obviously, all of the rest, you know, your uni stuff, studying as well. You know, making the most out of, you know, this lockdown situation. You know, where we can just, you know,
Nice.
we're just in front. At least I am mostly on the screen right now, but yeah, we can definitely take advantage of it, right? I mean, we are digital creatives. I mean, what are we gonna do without screens? Isn't that right? So yeah, I think this has been.
Yes.
For sure.
That is very true. Well. We had a nice ongoing chat here. I'd say it was nice. We did we talked a lot of stuff. We talked about games overall, the ones that we're interested in. We touched a bit on popular topics like Among Us and Cyberpunk. You know, just a bit, so we can put it in the thumbnail and in the title of the video. And we did talk a bit of our projects to keep you up to date, so that's very important as well.
Sticking with us
So you know,
through this
see you around. Would you like to do the honors of the outro, Mr. Ravigoof?
2021, you will be seeing us completely refreshed as new persons, as new people, definitely. And yeah, for sure, right? Completely honest and no, but definitely everybody
Sure.
has goals for not only for the next of the year, just start.
Yeah, as you always say at the start of each year.
And execute. That's my mindset, and yeah. So yeah, it's been nice having you. See you in season 2. See you next year, guys. Have a great time, and stay well.